Hello everybody, Languages Lover here and welcome back to my channel. On today's video, I'm going to show you a very requested video in which many people have asked me, how do you combine all the methods you use to learn languages and what is your routine like? Well actually these were two different ideas, but I'm actually going to show this into one video because I learn with my methods and my routine is with my methods. So how do I combine my methods to form my daily routine? Huh? See what I did there? Yeah, lame joke. But anyways, that's not important. But before we get started, I want to remind you guys to hit the subscribe button, click on the bell icon, and get notified whenever I upload new content. And let's get right into it. So 24 hours in a day, and how do you combine your time to learn languages? So first off, you have to ask yourself, do I really feel like learning a language today? Or do I just want to learn, for example, some basic phrases if you're just starting with the language? If you don't want to go too intense with the ASML one, for example. And as you can see, I'm actually going to use one language of reference today, which is Russian. So if you only want to learn some phrases, I recommend you start with a phrase book like Lonely Planet, as we seen a few weeks ago. So they have a lot of basic phrases here. So for example, let's see, "Я готов" for "I'm ready," or if you're a girl, "Я готова." "До завтра," "see you tomorrow. And so yeah, I don't want to go too blind. "Я люблю тебя," "Я вижу тебя во сне." So yeah, and I also talked about that. They have grammar, so I often read Russian. "Я часто читаю по-русски." "Я вчера читала," if you're a woman, but if you're a girl, say "Я вчера читал." So yeah, that's if you don't feel so good and if you want to learn some basic stuff. My recommendation is, like for example, I do work a lot nowadays, and I don't always feel like learning languages when I come back home, because nowadays it's often very hot because of the heatness. So, but I make sure to always, whether it be on my phone or with my books, that I'm gonna try to get some exposure to the language every single day, because I don't want to lose my knowledge. Yeah. So that is if you want to learn some basic phrases first. If not, and you really want to start building up vocabulary right away, I recommend you start with ASML, for example. So this is the beginners and false beginners for Russian. And like I said, every second lesson, not seventh lesson is a review. You have some little drawings to help you with explanations. And 100 lessons that are gonna take you to a B2 level, which is intermediate 2, if you do the method correctly. And what I mean by that is that if you have the audio, listen to the audios. And let's take a lesson. For example, where is it? Alright, so let's take lesson 68 here for an example. So read the dialogue in Russian first and listen to the audio at the same time. There you have your native language, or the language you're learning from. For every single little number, like the one right here after nomer, you have a one here explaining that nomer means numero in French. And you also have the exercises here. For example, читайте и переводите. So read and translate. And you have the correction key here, and this is fill in the blanks. So yeah. And so yeah, that's how you use the basic Russian course. And I forgot to actually show you, but I also have this exercise book for Russian, which is also for false beginners. And you can try to read or write in your target language. So this is, for example, what I've done so far. I haven't done a lot yet, but it's just so that you know how to actually get better at the language. So yeah, another good thing is to read in the language. Like after you did this basic Russian book for ASML, let's say you want to try to read in Russian, because now you know how to read and you know the basic syntax of Russian. Well, this is a book that I bought a couple years ago, which is about Quebec and Canada and Russia. Quebec, Canada, Россия, 100 зеркал. So you can use this to, for example, yeah, this right here, this part right here is in French, and the other part is in Russian. So, and it has 100 topics. For example, this is the animals and the environment. And you also have the translation into Russian right here. And it's a pretty huge book. I don't exactly remember why I got it, but I do know that there's a lot to talk about in this book. Yeah, slow motion right here, but yeah, pretty good book. And when did it came out? Let me just pause to see when it came out, if I can find it in the book. Alright, so there I found it. So 2015. So it's a 2015 book. And it was actually published by the university at which I will study. So yeah, I'm impressed now also. Alright, next up, after doing this, if you feel like you got a good grip in Russian, you can move on to the second volume of ASML, which is Using Russian, or Perfectionnement Russe, if you want to learn it in French. I have actually bought the one in French because I collect them in French and it's my mother tongue. So yeah, this one, unlike the beginner's one, takes you to a C1 level. So that's why I said, and actually it says independent, so you can get independent in the language. Whereas this one was, dude, please, beginners and false beginners, this one is independent, and it actually gives you a better grip. It's actually shorter lesson-wise, but the lessons themselves are pretty huge. Like for example, compare lesson 1 in the beginner's course, which is this. It has, let's see, 6 lines, whereas the first lesson in this one, let's go to it. This is the first lesson of the Using Russian book. 16, 21. So there's 21. And take you to a better level. So yeah, it's might be shorter, but yeah, pretty good as well. And what do I do in the evening time? Well, you probably know that when I come back from work, the most commonly used method I use is the Michel Thomas method, which I also talked about, which is that you can rest easy learning a language without stress, and everything will be just fine. You'll still get a lot of input of vocabulary. Like for example, I said that these perfect ones were actually good at grammar. They teach you a lot of essential grammar for intermediate to advanced. Your level may be not advanced at the end of these, but your grammar will actually have a good grip, so I really recommend you use these methods. So yeah, that was my review on, well, not my review, sorry, but how I learn languages, how I basically try to go from beginner to advanced as much as I can, although I believe my level in Russian is intermediate, but yeah, but you can also, oh, sorry about that. I'm actually controlling the camera at the same time, but yeah, sorry about that. But yeah, this is how I try to go from beginner to advanced, and how I try to use my 24 hours in a day to learn a foreign language. So that is it for now, guys. If you have enjoyed, leave a big thumbs up, subscribe, that'd be super awesome, amazing, and I'll see you later. Bye!